Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update. I'm your host for today's program, Paul Demain. Many of the stories read here today can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. Here are the news stories for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. The new leadership of the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe has put a deal with casino investors on hold, saying terms are unfair. The Tribal Council voted unanimously during June not to reaffirm a 2007 development contract that a previous leadership group had negotiated with investors Sol Kersner and Len Woolman. Council Chairman Cedric Cromwell and Vice Chairman Aaron Toby said that the investors would pocket nearly 3 times as much as the Mashpee Wampanoags would each year if a proposed $1 billion resort casino was built in Middleborough, Massachusetts. The feasibility study showed that a casino would generate approximately $700 million in gross gaming revenue each year. The investors would take about $40 million, while the tribe's take would be about $15 million a year. A member of the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma has been appointed by President Barack Obama to his domestic policy team. Kimberly Teehee will serve as the Senior Policy Advisor for American Indian Affairs. The President made the announcement in taped remarks to the National Congress of American Indians. He also announced plans for a Tribal Nations Conference at the White House this fall. Teehee has been working for U.S. Representative Dale Kildee of Michigan and has several positions with the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma in the past, including law clerk. As many as 250 medicine men and women from North and South America were gathering in Window Rock, Arizona over the weekend for the 60th annual Conference of the Native American Church of North America. The Native American Church uses peyote as a key sacrament to allow communion with God and to give healing, but many members of the Native American Church say practicing is becoming more complex as laws governing the use of feathers, herbs, and plants become stricter. The president of the Arizona chapter of the Native American Church, Emerson Jackson, says federal representatives discussed with attendees the rules governing eagle feathers, plants, and herbs. U.S. border officials are testing an unmanned surveillance aircraft to judge whether the drones can be used more widely along the U.S.-Canadian border. The tests include flights over St. Regis Mohawk Reservation, where officials say cigarette and drug smuggling are a continuing problem. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection has used a remote control Predator B on the Mexican border for several years. The agency began flying the first Predator on the northern border out of Grand Forks Air Force Base in North Dakota in February of this year, and is now testing the aircraft along Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence River. The Predator flies at about 19,000 feet and can stay aloft for up to 18 hours. It can take high-definition and infrared video of anything within a 25-mile radius and has extra-sensitive radar. Information from the 2007 Census of Agriculture is now available for 73 American Indian reservations, including reservation-level information on agricultural production, economics, and demographics for individual farms. The 2007 Census of Agriculture marks the first time NASS has attempted to collect census forms from individual farm and ranch operators on American Indian reservations in every state. The publication, along with all other 2007 Census of Agricultural publication and results that are now out, are available online at www.agcensus.usda.gov or by calling 800-727-9540. Frida Goodsell will present Lakota Quilts and History on Thursday, January 25th at 6 p.m. during the free Thursday night summer performance and lecture series at Crazy Horse Memorial in South Dakota. Goodsell was born in Manderson, South Dakota on the Pine Ridge Reservation. Although Goodsell is skilled at beadwork and a variety of other handcrafts, she has become well known for her distinctive hand quilting. In addition to having her artwork on display at Crazy Horse Memorial, Frida's quilts have been displayed at the Smithsonian Museum and are currently on display in the Buffalo Bill Historical Center in Cody, Wyoming, and at the Vatican in Rome. There will be free admission to Crazy Horse Memorial for those attending this educational program. It's one of the largest exhibits of fine Navajo rugs ever displayed at a museum in Window Rock, and the only word that can describe it for Navajo Nation Museum Director Emanuelito Wheeler is overwhelming. Museum Curator Clarenda Begay also concurs. People are just overwhelmed when they see the textile, she said. The way it's presented in these panels, people really pay attention to it. The Generations exhibit will open in a gallery of the museum, opened in the gallery of the museum on May 14th, has more than 300 rugs on 32 panels on loan from the Toadlena Trading Post in Toadlena to Gray Hills. The exhibit came about by working with guest curator Mark Winter, owner of the Trading Post, and co-curator Linda LaRoche. It came together at the most appropriate time, as this is the 100-year anniversary of the Trading Post. The exhibit began, Winter said, because he wanted to try to give credit to some of the old-time weavers that have been forgotten on the reservation. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank our underwriters for helping us with this broadcast and you for joining with us again. Miigwech.